Text 3, magazine article, The New York Times. Unsafe behind the wheel? With car crashes the leading cause of death for teenagers, the states are placing greater restrictions on young drivers. By Kate Cernicki. It's long been a rite of passage for American teens. Getting a driver's license and going for a spin with as many friends as can cram into the car. But with mounting evidence that teenagers are at high risk for car accidents, more states are legislating away that carefree cruise, imposing tougher restrictions on how and when teens can drive and who they can take along for the ride. 47 states and Washington, D.C. restrict the number of passengers an unsupervised teenager can have in a car during their probationary period. In South Carolina, teenagers can't drive after 6 p.m. in winter, and in Idaho, they are banned from driving from sundown to sunup. In New Jersey, which has long had the nation's highest licensing age, 17, lawmakers have pushed further. New Jersey now requires first-year drivers under 21 to attach a red decal to their license plates to make it easier for the police to enforce an 11 p.m. curfew and passenger restrictions. Most drivers must pass a driving test before getting their full license. Some states, like Rhode Island, require parents or legal guardians of teen drivers to complete a driver education course. Safety campaigners point to studies showing that teen driving laws have significantly reduced traffic deaths, but others, like Jeffrey Nadell, the 19-year-old president of the National Youth Rights Association, take issue with driving restrictions. These laws are blatantly discriminatory, says Nadell. He also argues they may have an unintended downside. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association suggests that restrictions for young drivers may lead to a higher incidence of fatal accidents for 18-year-olds, possibly because they didn't get enough practical driving experience earlier. Lawmakers around the nation, however, say the restrictions are necessary in light of some alarming statistics. Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teenagers who have a crash rate 4 times higher than that of older drivers. Texting behind the wheel. Studies have shown that teens tend to overrate their driving skills and underrate risks on the road. They also have more trouble multitasking. Talking to friends, listening to the radio, and texting are particularly hazardous. Teenage drivers' risk of a crash increases 44% with 1 teenage passenger and quadruples with 3 or more. 2/3 of teen passenger deaths happen in a car driven by another teen. Efforts to address the dangers of teen driving have been ongoing for decades. Starting with Florida, states began passing laws Efforts to address the dangers of teen driving have been ongoing for decades. Starting with Florida, states began passing laws providing for graduated driver's licenses that require teenagers to undergo periods of supervision and probation before getting a full license. Now, all states have graduated driver's licensing, and most are moving toward tougher restrictions on young drivers, including passenger limits, tighter curfews, and bans on cell phone use. Some states are also tying driving privileges to school attendance. These kinds of restrictions generally do not apply to new drivers over 21. Congress has even gotten involved, offering highway safety grants to states that strengthen teen driving laws and crack down on texting and driving for all ages. Distracted driving averages over 3,000 deaths a year. Efforts have been particularly aggressive in New Jersey. Kylie's law requires drivers under 21 to display decals on the top left corner of the front and rear license plates of their vehicles. The law is named for Kylie D'Alessio, a 16-year-old killed in a car driven by another teenager. We don't want to say that teens are a menace to us all, But the reality is, when teen drivers crash, it's people in other cars or teen passengers who end up dying, says Justin McNall of the Auto Club AAA, which supports passenger limits to age 21 or even 25. But Greg D. Trotman, an attorney and parent of two teens, believes some of the laws might actually be dangerous. He filed a suit against New Jersey, arguing that Kylie's law violates federal driver privacy laws. He and other critics of the law also worry that marking a teen car may attract predators. Drivers under age 21 must have a red decal on their license plate in New Jersey. We have young people flying Apache helicopters in Afghanistan to protect us. You are saying you can't drive a car past 11 at night, says Trotman. For others, like Megan Lavery, a senior at Mainland Regional High School near Atlantic City, New Jersey, concerns about privacy need to be weighed against the dangers of teen driving. Megan often appears on local TV to remind students about a tragic accident when an SUV crowded with 8 mainland football players crashed, killing 4 of them. Even still, she says, the students have become more complacent about packing friends into their cars. Even I forget sometimes, she says. You don't forget about what happened, but somebody asks you for a ride home and you think, it's only a couple of blocks. It's easy to forget that the rules are there to keep us safe. A couple of blocks can change a whole life. Pledging against distracted driving. 14% of crashes that result in injuries are related to distracted driving. At nhtsa.gov, teens can sign a pledge like the one below, promising not only to drive phone-free, but to help others drive phone-free too. Take the pledge. The fight to end distracted driving starts with you. Make the commitment to drive phone-free today. Distracted driving kills and injures thousands of people each year. I pledge to protect lives by never texting or talking on the phone while driving. Be a good passenger and speak out if the driver in my car is distracted. Encourage my friends and family to drive phone-free. Signature, date. Source, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.